All right, this week, a judge in New York ruled that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. cannot appear on ballots in the state for the general election in November. Now, the judge said RFK Jr. was disqualified over his residence. Now, since the beginning of his candidacy, the Democrats have not taken kindly to Kennedy's efforts. Now, aside from New York, they also sued to keep him off the ballot in North Carolina, an effort he eventually defeated, but it took a lot of time, effort, and money. RFK Jr. now says he is officially on the ballot in 270 electoral votes worth of states, which means he would be able to be elected president, though the Democratic Party is attempting to throw him off the ballot in both Pennsylvania, Delaware, and more legal challenges to his candidacy are expected. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. joins us tonight with more. How are you, sir?
I'm good, Sean. Thanks for having me.
You know, look, polls have been all over the place in terms of your impact on this race. By my math, I have you at about 207 electoral vote states, with a lot of states pending because most states have not certified who's going to be on the ballot yet. You seem to be winning a lot of these cases on appeal. But the effort to keep you off the ballot, even though it almost seems to be a wash, whether you're going to draw from Republican or Democrats, why are Democrats so fiercely against you when you've been a loyal Democrat your whole life?
Yeah, I mean, I actually take slightly more votes from Donald Trump than from the Democratic Party, and Donald Trump, I've actually talked to him about it. He knows that. He has not tried to get me off of any ballots. The Democrats have tried to get me off the ballot in every state. Sean, I've done something that everybody said that I couldn't do. We now have enough signatures to get on the ballot in every state. And the District of Columbia. We have over 1 million signatures, more than any presidential candidate in history. They made it insurmountable, and yet we were able to achieve it. In New York State, you had to get 45,000 signatures. We got 150,000. The Democrats knew that, the DNC knew that they couldn't challenge my signatures, so they raised a frivolous issue saying I don't really live in New York State. Meanwhile, I vote in New York State. I've been voted in New York State my entire life. I've never voted anywhere else. My driver's license is from New York. I pay taxes in New York. My law office, my only law office is New York. My law license is in New York. My car is registered in New York. I have a home in New York. And the only indicia that the states require, that the United States requires, is where are you going home to? Where are you going to return to? And I've always said New York. Here, the Democrats, it's very strange. They're spending tens of millions of dollars to get me off the ballot. The Democratic Party that I grew up with, Sean, with Robert Kennedy, John Kennedy, Martin Luther King, was a Democratic Party that was on the forefront of the battle to make sure that every American could vote for the candidate that they wanted. This Democratic Party is doing the opposite. It's trying to disenfranchise all these million voters who say they want me on the ballot, and the millions who have expressed support for me in the polls. They're trying to disenfranchise them, and it's pretty inconsistent with the history of the Democratic Party. And then we've had this very weird election where the primaries were canceled by the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party, which says they're trying to save democracy from Donald Trump, they canceled the primaries and canceled democracy within the party. And they chose Vice President Harris to run without any election. Nobody voted for her. A committee made of donors and Democratic elites chose their candidate. So democracy was absolutely erased. And now they're trying to get me off the ballot in all these states. Let me just say one thing so people understand this case. I have to put my domicile, my official domicile, on the ballot petitions in every state. So 50 states plus the District of Columbia. It has to be consistent. I always have to use the same state. Many of those states, for example, New Hampshire, say that your domicile has to be the place where you vote. And in New Hampshire, I had to swear under oath in front of a notary that the place where I voted and my domicile was New York. So I had to use it. I didn't have any choice. My attorney in November when we said to him, what state, I have a house in California, I have a house in Massachusetts, and I have a house in New York. Which state do I put on this petition? He said, you have no choice. First of all, the DNC is going to sue you no matter what you do. But the only choice you have is to put New York, because there's other states that require, that say your domicile is the place you vote, and you can't change that. So I did, I took advice of counsel. I put to say, we are going to win this on appeal. This is this is meant to cost me money. As you know, the courts in New York are very, very highly politicized. We knew from the beginning that we were going to get a bad decision from this judge. We will win this case on appeal, and we will be on the New York ballot.
Well, let me ask you this. And, over the years, I noticed that, you've even taken on Fox News going back over the years in 2011 and 2012. You were talking about Fox News has divided this country. Well, I'm on Fox News, and I'm not calling for you to be taken off the ticket. I think you follow the rules, you deserve to be on the ticket. I don't see any Republicans trying to silence you. I take issue with some of your positions on the environment, on affirmative action, on law and order. I can go through the whole list with you. You voted for every Democratic presidential candidate. You want to ban fracking and ban drilling, et cetera, raise the minimum wage. You want free child care. You want to reimagine incarceration. And I can keep going. We just have a disagreement on it. That's fine. However, it's not conservatives that are trying to silence you. I'm putting you on this program saying I support your right to be on the ballot. What does that say about every Democrat you supported, going all the way back to Al Gore?
Well, I don't think that these are the traditional values of the Democratic Party. I think that a lot of the policies that are now being espoused by the current Democratic Party would have been anathema, for example, to my father, my uncle. And I'll give you an example. Yesterday, the European Union told Elon Musk that they were going to sanction him if he aired an interview with Donald Trump. This is something that is absolutely offensive to our democracy, absolutely offensive to the central value of Western democracy, which is freedom of speech. And you had the White House, and you had the Harris campaign, instead of expressing outrage about election interference by the European Union with our American election, silencing a former president, a former president who now is the nominee for one of the biggest political parties in our country, and they're silencing him. That is election interference, and you don't have the Democrats complaining about that, and that to me is really offensive, isn't it?
Are you in this to the end? Are you in this till Election Day?
Yes.
Okay. Next time we have you back, I want to ask you about...
If Fox News lets me on the stage for the debate, I will win the election.
If Fox News lets you on they, like every media group, you
on
have
the
to show
stage for the debate.
I don't know. I don't make up the rules, but there are rules. You have to show X amount of percentage of.
Well, Sean, they're making up rules. They're making up rules. If we had the presidential debating committee, I would be on the stage.
I'll say, all right. Now, I do have to bring you back to talk about the bear in Central Park, the rattlesnake battle that you had in your driveway, which I saw a video of, which cracked me up, and the worm in your brain. But, we could save that fun stuff for another day. Anyway, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., I do support your right to get on the ballot. As long as you do follow the rules, get the signatures, they should obey the law. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.